What's up, guys? We are back, episode 17, the Enlisted Real Estate Podcast. We got the one and only Mr. Brian Baker.
What's up?
I am Richie Fortunato, and we are here today to discuss a little topic. Is it better to buy in a community when it first opens or when it's about to close out? So, you can go either way. There's a lot of stuff you can do. A lot of things you got to factor in, either way, and it really depends on your time frame and where you are in your situation. I know what I think, but I want to know what Brian thinks.
It's a tough question though. There's a lot of pros and cons both ways. So,
yeah.
I was just kind of thinking to myself, like, what's your opinion on that?
I think if you like a community and if you can get in, you're good. So you're fortunate anyways to get the opportunity. However, there's something to think about. I mean, when you first open a community, you always got that pre-construction pricing everybody likes to see. But usually when you first open, the prices are lower, but your incentive is also lower too, because you're gonna get a lot of excitement, a lot of new people going in, want to see, they see the models being built and they see all the land being developed. And if you live in the area, you're curious. One of the biggest factors, I think one of the biggest opportunities you have when you first buy in a new community is if you see a lot, you get to pick. I mean, so what new home builders do when you first open a community is, depending on the size of it, right? You usually have different phases. So for example, the one I'm in, this community, there was 163 homes, and they just did it into two phases. They split it in half. So phase one, phase two. So you have to pick what lot you like in phase one. Now, you might like a lot in phase two, right? So now you're gonna have to wait for that to open. So
but what happens if you wait, Richie?
Prices go up.
Oh, so I'm gonna have to pay more for that lot in phase two?
Yeah. Usually your lot premiums are higher so one question is always, we always get when, realtors and buyers come in is, how much is a lot, right? Or some people don't realize you have to pay a lot premium.
Right.
So anytime you are on an oversized lot, if you're on a corner, if you're on water, woods, if you don't have any rear neighbors, so you back up, even if you back up to a street and you have a wall, you're still going to pay a premium. So in the next phase, because you have to redevelop the land, those costs go up, your lot premiums are going to go up.
Yeah.
So, I've had it happen too, where people are like, no, I want this lot, and they'll wait and they'll call every week. Is that lot open yet? Is that lot? Like, nah, man, you got to wait. But but one of a big advantages when you buy early on is, say you have a house and you like a lot, you can put that house on the lot. You don't have to worry because there's a continuity rule, right? So you can't have the same house with the same elevation and the same colors next door or across the street.
Mm-hmm.
So early on, you get to pick. You're usually wide open. You can pick whatever house you want, whatever elevation, whatever color.
Say colors and
when you get to the end of the community, now you have to see what's around you.
Yep, you're restricted.
So like right now we have, I only have 28 lots left in my community. I only have 2 left that are included in the price, and one of them, you can't do like a base. The most popular floor plan we have is called the Margate. And that base right now is $326,000, but you have to put an upgraded elevation on it. So now you're really starting at $329,000, right?
Yep.
So, it's one of the things you got to think about early on and later on, but you're always going to get the best price early on.
Yeah, I think price wise, they also they're testing the market too. So like when a builder is buying the land, they're doing all the research. They're trying to make sure that, with a comparative market analysis, a CMA, what are the homes in the area selling for? They got to make sure that they can buy the land, build the home, put the upgrades in it, and then sell it for a price that makes sense for that area versus, one being too low a price where nobody, you're not going to have a whole lot of interest because it's maybe not a product for what is in that area, or vice versa. Maybe you outprice that market and, you just don't have anybody wanting to spend $1 million in an area with $200,000 houses, right?
Or you put the wrong floor plans in.
Wrong floor plans, layouts, there's all kinds of, research and sometimes it's wrong, and we were fortunate where I'm at right now. The demographic we anticipated coming out here and what we got is not the same. It's just really not. and they, obviously it's been a great community for me. I think we've talked about that, and it's worked out very well. But we did have to make some adjustments. So from where we started opening up the community to about halfway through, just to make sure that we were able to maintain the sales pace and everything month in and month out, we had to make some changes, and that's just to maneuver and go in a direction of where our buyers are interested from, and if we didn't, then I think we just really would have slowed down a lot, especially with price points. So definitely can get, some good prices when you come out, and you're, like you said, excitement, everybody's, I want to get in. That's a great place, great location. It looks awesome. I want to be the first.
Yeah.
So, but on the
There is
end
a
of
risk.
that, yeah, there's definitely a risk, so where I'm at right now, we're so low on the lots. We've only got about 12 total opportunities left, and there was like 6 that were empty lots. So there's only certain floor plans that can go on each one of those lots, just because you can't have the same floor plan and elevation as the homes to the left and, right across the street, or whatever that ruling is for that community. So what we ended up doing is they're all turned into inventory. We know this is the floor plan that can go here. This is a good floor plan. People love it. And it can't go anywhere else. So I'm going to put it on this lot, and we kind of just fill them out that way. Because even if somebody comes in and they want to build it, they're going to be restricted to just about that exact same choice that we put on there. So, that's what we're dealing with now. So my list basically talks about the lots that are coming forth, and then the floor plans that are going on that. So you're definitely limited, you're restricted. So if you're looking at a particular lot and you waited until the last minute, now it's, floor plan A versus floor plan C that you really wanted, it's, you know what I mean? So there's definitely risk in waiting, too. Getting in early, I think, in my opinion, there's pains, you think about, going through and becoming stronger and better and whatever it is you're doing, there's some sort of a pain to it. You get in early, you got to deal with the construction and kind of always having that around you for a good while.
Yeah.
And, but you should get in at a really good price, and, hopefully you'll be able to get in and get some real good equity into that home and, come out on top. So, that to me, like I'm okay with the pain. I'll take some of the construction, versus, coming in at the end and not having the choice that I want.
Yeah. It's a lot of times, sometimes like builders do, pre-construction, they'll sell, like do pre-sales, and some will do it before they even get a plat. And you have to have a plat to submit for permits. So there's a risk of, we tell people 6 to 8 months to build, but in our contracts, it says we have 2 years to build a house. And I actually seen it lately where it has taken 2 years. It's because, builders pre-selling too soon and delays with the county, delaying the plat, and then, everything else just gets delayed. So there is a risk,
Yeah.
But
that can happen anywhere though.
Oh man. So
at any point.
I got into a community in Stanford, and it was a townhome community. And people were coming up to the 2 years, but they bought so far in advance. Their prices that they bought were so much lower than the final price. It was insane, the difference.
Yeah. And that's why it surprises me that even some of these builders will even sell them out that far in advance, because in a year to 2 years, unless you just completely have no idea that something like that's going to happen, but if you at least have an idea like, ooh, it might be delayed, the cost of material and labor as the market grows, it grows. So, that's, one for one. If we're increasing our prices, my vendors are coming in here and they want more, for their guys, and, it's a compounding factor, right? So, to sell something and not even be done for 2 years, like the prices have got to be so drastic.
So it is I would tell people building's a roller coaster. It's exciting when you first sign that contract. You're really excited. Then you go to the design studio right away, and then nothing usually happens from contract to starts. It takes about 10 weeks.
It's permanent. Yeah, the permitting. This thing's happening. It's just you don't see it.
Yeah, builders take 1 month to do all the in-house paperwork. They order plans, get everything ready to submit, and then the county takes 4 to 6 weeks. So then it's like, when's my house going to start? When's my house going to start?
Yeah.
And then it finally starts, and they're excited again, because it goes up really fast.
real fast. And then,
and then
slows back down.
everything that's built in this inside, so you don't get to see it as much. And then,
Yeah. Yeah. And every
then-
county is different too. You know, like there's some, you know, some counties they pump out real efficiently and you get permits turned around real quick. And then
yeah,
you got others that they're slower.
not Orange County.
Yeah. Well, like, so where I'm at, I'm over in Lake, and there's times where we'll have a permit. I'll get an email. It's like, hey, the permit's back. It's only been a month, like just over,
Yeah.
you know, and then there's other times where, hey, listen, we're past 2.5 months. I mean, we have any idea when this permit's coming? And so there's just some inconsistencies in that regards, but
Depends on at the county, whoever's looking at your permits. That's happening right now in my community. I have houses that went in the permits on April 22nd, 2 of them on April 22nd.
oh, nice.
And I still don't have them back yet, but I have permits. I have permits back from houses that went in 2 weeks after them.
That's crazy.
Mm-hmm.
Happens though. We had our phase, so we broke it up in our last phase out here. We got the plat, everything was finally recorded, we were ready to go. So we had a big release, you know, it was awesome, huge excitement, sold a bunch of homes. And that was last year. And one of our building managers was walking through the neighborhood and realized, you know, looking at the plans, that the developer did not put in a drainage easement on the plat. So we had told the developer, who then had to resubmit it. And it just, so there's these certain lots that are completely stopped. I still can't even submit for a permit. So we got people that are waiting, you know, for a long time. And I haven't even sent it to county. You know, the plans are set. We've done everything that we can do. So like literally as soon as it's done, I can,
Are they already sold?
go. They're sold. Yeah.
So what do you tell
we
the
didn't
people?
know. So exactly what happened. Like, you know, hey, we offered them, you know, honestly. So everything was good. We sold them. We started going through the process. And then all of a sudden, you know, we're like, wait a minute, this is missing that easement. So, all right, well, how can we get it fixed? Which is taking way longer than it really should. I'm pretty sure they're just sitting on their hands. But at that point, like they're just waiting, you know, for us to be able to submit it. I mean, so I had the conversation. I called him up and was just like, listen, like, so here's what happened. You know, I can do a couple things. So we can hold off and just wait, you know, if you're not in a rush, you know, which actually all of mine were. They were like, oh, no, good. And we were good. We're no rush. We'll just kind of wait. So those lots were the ones we wanted. So, cool. All right. But we offered them, you know, hey, I'll move you to a different lot. You know, if you just want to cancel, you know, I'll send you your money back. Like no hard feelings. Like it was, you know, something that was out of our control. You know, we were told it was good. And then all of a sudden they were like, oh, we missed something. And it happens. We're human, right? Like nobody's perfect. So, they've all been pretty good, troopers about it. So, the hard part's been, you know, on our side, trying to keep them interested, keep them excited, you know, and just constantly trying to follow up and just communicate with them, which is hard when you have nothing to tell them. Like, I've got no update for you on, you know, but how's life, you know?
I went through the same thing, man. We were supposed to have our plat for the community I'm in now. We're supposed to have it back in October, and then I was told November, and we're supposed to be starting houses in January. Wow. And we started selling that phase in August.
Wow.
But a good thing we did was they limited us to only 5 a month. So
I remember that. Yeah.
Yeah. So now I'm kind of glad they did. At the time I'm like, just let us sell it, man. We'd be sold out by now. But everything actually worked out in the end, because if COVID never happened, or I'm sorry, if we started in January and COVID happened, we'd be closing in May, and we probably have some issues.
You would have had issues, yeah.
But now, since there was such a delay, we're not going to have our first closings till August, so everything's going to be fine with their jobs and everything. So actually, for the people that were worried at first, they're like, "Oh, it actually worked out good."
Yeah. You know, what's crazy is so May for us as a whole, record-setting May. In sales. Like, how cool is that during the COVID, you know, situation that's going on? I hate to go back to the COVID, you know, because we were like, hey, let's not talk about it anymore. Like, it's kind of beating a dead horse. But you know, we got an email, and I just thought that was really cool. You know, to the fortitude and continuing to push, and the market's still strong, and you know, people are still positive, and all of that. It's a great sign. You know, so I was excited.
Yeah. We sold 98 homes in May.
Dude, that's awesome, man. That's awesome.
So that is crazy.
That is. Heck yeah. So, but but kind of getting back onto to our topic, there's definitely pros and cons, between early and in late stages of that community, and um, you know, it just depends on what you want. If you're really price conscious and this is an area you want to be in, especially being a new area, and
Mhm.
but this is your budget. I mean, go ahead and get in, and you'll have some growing pains because you got the construction and stuff, and it'll pass. And just remember, like, nothing lasts forever. If you're really particular, you want some specific lot, and that's the one you want. And money is, you have a higher budget if you wanted to, then cool, then wait. What would you suggest somebody go, ask the new home sales consultant? They go into a new community, what are the things you would say that the questions they should ask?
Well, there's a lot, but one thing I would tell everybody to ask is, they probably don't even think about it, is if you see a floor plan you like, ask the builder or ask the sales agent if they've built that house before. Because a lot of times in a new community, a builder will, bring out a new floor plan that they never built before. So you might not get to see it. You might just buy it off the plans. And then a lot of times a builder so normally what a builder does, let me back up. If they have a new floor plan, they want to build it. And then they'll build it up as an inventory home, and they'll do what's called a frame walk. So when the house is all framed up, all the back office people will walk it, division presidents, sales managers, everybody will walk the house, and then with the architects, and then they'll make changes. A lot of times on a plan, one thing's a good idea, but when you walk into the house, it just doesn't work, or there's things you can change. So if you bought a house off of plans, they make the changes at the frame walk. Most likely when your house is going to be built, you're going to have the changes.
Mm-hmm.
So you need to know if you're going to have change, because a builder can make revisions without telling you. So that's one thing, because when there's a lot of things in construction that can change from the time you bought to the time your house is being built.
Right.
Or, especially in the beginning of a community, I've seen standard features change.
Yep. Ours has.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I've seen plans completely be taken out and new ones been brought in. Ask the builder or ask the new home counselors, the plat, can you actually submit for permits? Because, you got to set the proper expectation on, everyone wants to know when their house is going to be done. Especially if you have plans, if you have a house to sell or you're renting and you have a lease, you need to know, because if they don't have a plat, they can't tell you how long it's going to be.
Yeah. I would hope that the sales consultant they should be upfront with that anyways, though. I mean, like the timelines, everybody wants to know a timeline, and if I don't even have a plat, can't submit for permitting, I feel that, somebody's in here and they're interested, I should be having that discussion with them, like, hey, cool, this is a great floor plan, I'd love to have you guys in it, so we're all on the same page. I'm planning on such and such date that the plat will be back, and then I'll be able to fully submit for these permits. So I don't have a definitive date when it'll be completed, but there's always variables anyways. Even if I was able to submit for permitting, the variables are, permitting itself, trying to get it in throughout permitting, because it could be, say it's a month or 2 months or 3 months. Weather, all the storms we had yesterday, if it did any damage to a home under construction, now we're kind of backtracking a little bit, clean it up, to a point where we can move forward and get that rebuilt or fixed, right? So there's just different things that can happen and timelines. It's kind of like the hurricane funnel. The closer it gets, the more accurate we can be. But yeah, I mean, I kind of feel like it should be a conversation they would have up front, but good thought process for sure.
Yeah. Listen, as me, when I had that situation happen where we pre-sold before I had a plat, I told everybody, listen, we can't start till we have it. We don't know when we get it. We think it's going to be this time, but we don't know. And then, unfortunately for me and all my buyers, they got delayed about 5 months.
Oh, wow. I'm right there with you. I'm still there. I'm still waiting. So we're hoping to have it back pretty soon, though, with our replat.
Yeah.
So hopefully it's not too much longer. So we were shooting for June. Here we are, drum roll, please. So, but the first time build walks, I love those things. I think they're pretty cool. Walking through them with the architect and literally kind of figuring out, all right, here was a thought for this and that. And then you end up finding, like, well, I've actually got, just unused space here. So how can we utilize that, and certain things aren't going to work just for the ductwork. Maybe it's not wide enough. They didn't give enough room to effectively, move piping through plumbing or something like that. And they got to adjust some stuff, but I think it's a cool process.
Do you think when you guys do a frame walk, do you think the sales counselor in the community should be at the frame walk?
Yes, 100%. And I say that, and the reason why I say that so quickly is because they just had a frame walk I didn't know about until afterwards, and I was like, "Yo, like, where's my invite?" I mean, I think 100% because a sales consultant needs to understand, and I think it only benefits us to understand the build of that and what's being changed. You know what I mean? So, because if I'm telling somebody one thing and you've now ripped it out and you've changed it, now I'm telling them a totally something wrong. They buy it thinking when I'm going to go through, they get to the pre-construction meeting or they move in and they're like, wait a minute, you lied to me, because it's not, I was wrong because I was, misinformed from initial. I lied to them at that point. Right. You know what I mean? That's how they're looking at it. And I think 100% they need to be there.
Dude. So I just had this come up. So I just sold a house. It was one of the models and it's being built. And apparently we never sold this elevation before. So when they did the frame walk on the models, the first time they built it, they changed one of the elevations. They changed the windows and the entryway, right? Mm-hmm. So it used to have arches, and then it had three arch windows. So I sold this community's been open since that model opened December of 2018. We must not have sold this elevation, so I sold it. It's being built. They changed it at the frame walk. Didn't tell anybody. We've had the same old collateral for this house. I mean, how does this happen?
It has to, yeah.
Nobody. You have to. We changed it at frame walk. That was 2 years ago.
Yeah, I love it. That's tough, But so what'd you tell the customers? It
actually looks better. So I called them. I'm like, guys, they made a change when they did the frame walk, and it just came up. Your elevation must be the first one we built, because and I sent it. We took pictures. I sent it to them. It looks a lot better. I think it looks better because it's more. I know it's square. It's one big square window instead of an arch. It's square, so it looks more modern. It looks nice. To me.
Yeah.
So
did they agree with you?
Yeah.
Okay, good.
Thankfully, so it was the base elevation.
I'm glad you like it.
Yeah.
I'm glad you like it, Richie. But you're not the one moving in.
I know. I was like, man. But I asked you about the frame walk because I think the sales counselors should go. When we were at Beazer, we used to go to them. We were invited to them. Mm-hmm. I always made suggestions. I'm the one selling it, and there's things that people ask me for, So, and I throw it out, whether they take it, it's up to them. But I always make my voice heard. And then when I came to this company, they don't have the salespeople go. And when I first got to my community, I crashed it. I went to it, and I don't care.
Dramatically, right?
I did. I just walked. Yeah, I walked in. I'm like, "What's going on, guys?" You got division president, VP of sales, sales manager, architects.
I love it.
Everybody. And the owner was there too. And,
but you're right though.
Listen, I made my suggestion. I don't care. I'll make my suggestions. All they can say is no. Just like sales. Absolutely. If you don't ask, just ask. All they can say is no.
Yeah. 100%.
So, but one thing I got to give it up to them. They made a lot of the suggestions I had.
Nice. Yeah. And some just may not even, there might be a reason that it doesn't work. They may actually like it too, but there's something that prevents it. But I think it's definitely important. Definitely important.
But I think something came out after, like, why are you guys here? That's when I first got to the community. So I was still new here too. So they didn't really know me. That's
what you should have asked them. Be like, this is my community. What are you doing here? I run this place.
I know. It was my first day there too.
Yeah.
I don't care.
First day, 100th day, same difference.
You're gonna get to know me real quick.
Yeah. There's only one Richie.
Listen, not everybody can do what I do.
That's the truth. That is the truth.
Not everybody can say what I say to people.
Yep.
It's all on how you say it. Doesn't matter what you say, it's how you say it.
I agree. Yeah. Yeah.
Like when somebody walks in, all the sales trainers, they want you to say, what has changed in your life to have you out shopping for a home today? Richard's like, why are you in my office?
What do you want?
I've learned a new. I have a new line after people go see the model.
Yeah.
You know, now I ask. I'll just say this now. I go, moving in,
Yeah.
dude. I found that line works better than anything else I've ever done.
I agree.
Because they're like, oh, I wish, or I love that house. And they just open up. They just start telling me everything.
Yeah.
I love that line.
There's still a couple randoms. There's times where I've had, my project manager standing there, somebody comes in and literally I turn around and look at them afterwards and they're just like heads down, shaking their head because a lot of people walk in and, oh man, I've been waiting all day for you. Never met them, come on, my office is over here. I got the contract and everything ready for you guys. And they're just like, whoa, like I hadn't even seen the house,
Yeah.
So, but it's an icebreaker, you know what I mean? And, or somebody will come in and I'll try to sell them a car and it's always the competitor's sales rep's car, listen, I'll get you a good deal on that car over there. She don't know it, but I know it.
The other day the place was packed and if somebody walked in and we had the sign on the door for like the COVID stuff. And they're like, can we just come in and see the model? I'm like, what kind of bourbon do you have in your car? They're like, we don't have any. I'm like, nope, we got to make an appointment then.
Yep.
Like, really? No, come on. Did you guys do VA loans? What branch? Army? No.
No.
Nope. Sorry.
Yeah. Army had to work too hard, I guess.
Like, what do you mean? Or what's your interest rate on VA loans? Oh, what branch? Marines? Ooh, tell them the Air Force. They give you a better deal. Like, really? No.
I met a cool dude yesterday who was in the Air Force. We talked for a long time.
Did you?
Yeah. It was fun. He's a cool dude. And he was like, dude, here's what I want to know. Where's the nearest golf course? And I said, now we're talking. You're on my page now. So that was cool, man. Sometimes you meet some really cool people.
Yeah. I had this couple. They're both Army and then their kid went to the Air Force as a cop. And I'm like, at least you raised one right. The agent looks at me like, did you say that? Like, yeah, man. It's okay.
I tell people all that all the time. They walk in, they're Marines. Like, listen, are we going to hold this against me or are you still going to buy a house,
Yeah.
I'm Army. Sometimes Air Force. Yeah.
Well,
they may have made the better choice sometimes. I think back.
who?
Air Force.
Oh, yeah, 100%.
Now we're living it up.
Listen, it doesn't matter what branch. Everybody gets paid the same. So why wouldn't you want to have a better quality of life?
Yeah. I look back. Dude, listen, I loved my time in the Army, but you know what we always looked forward to? Going to an Air Force defect. Going to get some chow. That's what we looked forward to.
All right, guys, that's it. Episode 17 is in the books. Let us know what you think. You think it's better to buy pre-sale or at the end of the community? If you have any other suggestions on topics, let us know. We're here. Go check out Brian's sexy face on YouTube. Give him a thumbs up.
Absolutely. Leave me a comment.
Yeah. Let us know what you think. Find us on all streaming platforms.
Yep. Share with friends. Get the word out. Yeah. Let everybody know some good place to get some good information and we'll be having some more guests on for sure here these next episodes. So
yeah. If you have anybody who want to come on, let us know and then help us get them on.
There you go.
So
I like it.
All right, guys, that's it. Episode 17. We'll see you next week.
Later.